Hello and welcome to lesson 13. In this session we're going to look at rich many-to-many relationships. So many-to-many relationships use join tables, but we can have rich many-to-many relationships which include grandchild relationships. So for example, user can have an article with a comment that it's referred to, or user can have a job which then refers to a salary range and is then available to the user. So Active Record uses through to show rich grandchild relationships. User can have user has many estimated salaries through jobs, and the source is salary range for our example. So let's have a look at that. So Rails generate model salary range. Min salary is a float and the max salary is a float. And the role is references. So it's referring to our role to the salary range. So the salary ranges we create with our RakeDB migrate. And we've got our foreign key, which is linking it to the role. Now we do have access to that through these bits of code. So salary range refers to role, it belongs to role, and user has many approx salaries through roles. So through the roles table it is accessing a method called approx salaries, which gives us a source of salary range. So role has one salary range, but we can get access to our salaries from the user model. So user finds the salary range through the roles table. We can then call approx salaries to return an array of salary range objects. So let's look at that in practice. We've got our console open. We find a user, Jeff Bezos, user.find1, because we know his ID, and we can count the roles that he's had in his jobs, and we can find the IDs, user.roles.pluck ID. Now we have those two IDs, then we find the role through the ID, and we can add a salary range to that role. So role1 create salary range, min salary 10,000, max salary 20,000. We use an underscore there to separate longer numbers, and then we can also find the second role and add a salary range for that, which is slightly more as the CEO of Amazon. In fact, his yearly wage is quite low, but he gets a lot of the money through shares. So we now have our salary ranges linked to our role, and through the roles we have access to those salary ranges in the user. So that allows us to write some methods on the user, which then can use the approx salaries method to access the salary range, and we can perform some calculations if we wanted to work out a user's highest salary, perhaps their lowest salary, their average maximum salary, or their average minimum salary. So this could be quite a powerful tool in order to perhaps calculate even the sum of wages over someone's working life. You can see this being used in, this is starting to look a bit more complex and a bit more of a useful application. So we can open our console, we can find our user ID1, and we can then perform those methods within the console. So for instance, user.highestSalary gives us a salary of 200,000. So that was his highest salary. His lowest salary was 10,000. his average maximum salary, so the average of all the maximum salaries from the salary range class was 110,000. His average minimum salary was 55,000. So this is quite a powerful tool to enable us to query our database more effectively. So Through enables us to link information from the salary range model into the user model, and we can then use the active record conventions in order to design our queries into the database. So next session we're going to look into active record in a bit more depth and really explore how to make our queries even more powerful through the active record class.